Ready to take things to a new level? This is Level On Up with Sadia.
Welcome, Zoë Badwi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for popping in for a chat. Now, you and I figured out only earlier today, we've known each other for 15 years. Would you believe that?
We must have been 2 years old when we met.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking 3, but no, 2 sounds more applicable. Now, you've just released a new song. There's some remixes with it as well. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. Well, it's called One Last Time, and it's with my mate, Sergeant Slick. He did the production on it, which I just love his music. Sort of new disco, funky, cool. And so I actually wrote this song with a friend called Amy Pearson, who also co-wrote Free Falling, one of my other songs. So we'd had this song together, and I thought, how do I want this to come out? So I spoke to Sergeant Slick, and he's like, yeah, this is cool. He said, I'll leave it with me, and then comes back with just the groove and the beat. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then John Course, it's his record company. I don't know if you know him as well through Vicious. So they're like, yeah, let's sign this and get it out there. So we've done that, and it's just been out now just over a week or so. So I'm excited. It's just different. I like it. It's cool and just, as I said, funky, cruisy.
It sounds like the record company themselves are very much a big family, because you're all collaborating with each other all the time, aren't you?
Well, yeah, because so my big manager, his name's Smiley, not Grant Smiley, another Smiley, and he also manages Sergeant Slick. And then he's got the other record company called Neon, who I'm signed to, and then I'll show them some stuff. And if it's not for them, then I'll show Vicious, who's John Course and Andy Van's record company, and Sergeant Slick releases through them as well. And so, yeah, we all just sort of help each other out. And if somebody needs a vocal, or I'll play, even Ivan Goff, I send him music. I go, what do you think about this? And then he comes back with notes. And so that's what's nice about, I guess, being around for this amount of time. You have some really nice friends and music people that you can talk to and bounce things off, and no one's going to steal your ideas or be their nose put out of joy going, oh. So it's nice.
When you first started out in music, I don't know if I ever asked you this, but did you think that this would be the genre you'd be heading into when you started?
Oh, when I first started, I thought it was going to be Britney Spears, or no, Posh Spice. So, I mean, it released me. I remember that was the first song that I wrote that came out, and I thought, boy, this is pretty heavy, banging doof doof. But actually it wasn't at all.
Looking back at it now, no, in comparison to some of the other stuff out there.
Some stuff just sounds like pots and pans. But no, and then I get it. I get this music now, because it's all about a journey and going up and having a moment, and then just still having fun all the way through. So I really like where I'm at the moment. I'm loving the disco sort of sound, but it's a bit sleazy, a little bit. I like to call it, remember that show? Well, it was 100 years ago. The Love Boat.
Oh.
I kind of, that sort of porn music. Are we allowed to say that?
Too late now.
Well, not like stick a bow bow, but just a bit sleazy, that sort of stuff. That's the sort of music I like, that makes you move.
And not trying to be on your case or anything, but it's been a while since you've released an album.
Here we go.
Is there any more albums in the works? Because I know the industry itself's changed quite a bit since when you first started.
Yeah, well, it's not really album-based anymore, unless you say Ed Sheeran or your, what's the other one, Taylor Swift. It's more just about singles and collaborating with other artists. So if you do, say if I was to do another album, by the time you get it out now, music changes so much, and you meet lots of people along the way, or people send me music to write on. And so then you're like, oh, hang on, I want that one in, so I'd want that one. It's just sort of not the way it goes at the moment. Who knows? It could change again.
Well, speaking of the way it goes, is it there going to be a vertical, is it, or a music video attached to this song?
Oh, excuse me, a vertical.
Yes.
Well, I have some little clips put together. I've got a new little bit coming out for it the next couple of days as well. So more so, I think it's sort of a montage of the gigs that I've some of the really fun, big festival gigs that I've been doing, because that's sort of the vibe I wanted too, just to show what I do, show the fun, show that everyone can come along and have a look, a bit about behind the scenes, walking up the stairs to the stage, opening the stage door, and so everybody gets to see. It's a bit of a share song.
Well, a nice experience too, because obviously there's a lot more that happens in the industry than what, we see and hear, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, it's not all rainbows and lollipops.
Speaking of rainbows and lollipops, I hear that you were enjoying a bit of sun earlier on today.
Was I today? Where was I?
Golf.
Oh, yeah. Oh, was it today? Oh, no, I was supposed to. It's raining.
Oh, you got away with it. I even brought in a golf club thinking I can get some pro golf tips from Zoë Badwi.
Well, yeah, I know. Who would have thought I'm a golfer? But I started out. Callaway contacted me and was like, oh, we heard that you were into golf. Do you want to come in and have a look at the stuff and we can help fit you out with all the clubs that match you? And I was like, I've never played. Anyway, I went in, met them all. They're all lovely. I've got all the gear, a little bit of an idea now, I'll tell you.
Yeah?
I like it. I mean, it's a long time. You need a lot of time to play, 4.5, 5 hours. Sometimes I do pray for rain if it's cold, because it's cold. I like to say I'm not a fair weather golfer. If it's too hot or too cold, no thanks.
Well, the weather's beautiful in Bordertown at the moment, so you're missing out.
Oh,
you might have to come and check out their golf course.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd give you a match, but I'd prefer to play mini golf.
I still like that too.
Okay, well, that's odd. Is there any other sports that you're good at that we're yet to find out about?
Not really, no.
Not really?
Like to always think I'm good at tennis, but that's an awful lot of running.
It is, but it's fun. I like tennis.
Yeah. What else do I play? No, that's the extent of my sportsmanship, because that's, as I said, play a couple of times a week. It's a lot. And always afterwards, I'm knackered. You know those people that say, oh, I feel so good after exercising, all the endorphins running through me. I'm like, no, I don't. I need to lie down and I'm sore for 4 days.
But your body has, and we discussed this in our previous chat, your body's gone through a lot of trauma. So even all these, like a few years later, you've got to give yourself a bit more credit than...
I know, that is true. I definitely, I'm not your norm. It hits me a bit harder, all those sorts of things after the accident. And then I had COVID a couple of weeks ago again. So,
second or third time?
Second time. And again, from a microphone. I've got to stop doing karaoke.
You got COVID from a microphone?
Yes, the second time. The first time I went to a friend's gig and then I got up and sang, and then they were sick afterwards, and I thought, oh no, and that's how I got it. And this time I was actually in Bali and I went on the karaoke. I was like, have you got any Zoë Badwi? And got up and sang Free Falling. And then there was a girl who was on before me, and then I saw her coughing and saying, oh, I've got to go home. And I thought, oh no. And then by the time I'd gotten back, I was sick as a dog, as usual. So.
And that would have hit you pretty hard too, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Boy, I slept. I thought my bed was just going to be part of my back. But that's okay. I'm here. Just like a good 10 hours sleep now.
Nothing wrong with a good 10 hours sleep if you can get it. And before our recorded chat, you made mention of coming to Adelaide.
I am indeed. I'm playing a ripping festival. It's in November. It's called, I hope I'm saying this right, Mary's in the Park, and it's got Crystal Waters, Ricky Lee, Nat Bassingthwaite, myself, Samantha Jade, and heaps of other people. It's going to be so fun. It's
going to be 100% pure love and talent by the sounds of things.
See what you did there.
Yeah, it's my time, sorry.
So that one's going to be so fun. I haven't been to Adelaide for a while, so I'm looking forward to it.
It'd be a few years, probably even a few years pre-COVID, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah. Boy, you just forget everything with COVID. It's like the world stopped. Well, it did. But sort of block it all out. It's the best way to do it.
But you've obviously been doing lots of live gigs, and making up for lost time.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's still slow. It's not like it was, because people are still building back. So a lot of the festivals and venues and all that don't have the money, or they're a bit scared to spend in case, because as well, cost of living is awfully expensive.
Indeed.
And people going buying tickets to concerts or nights out, I think, is a little bit less as well right now. But summer's coming and it always gets better in summer for everybody.
Well, I mean, that's kind of scary when you look at, there was an announcement that Firefest 2, they're already trying to plan for that. And I'm thinking, out of all the events you could put on, I'd be avoiding that one, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I don't think I'd be signing up for that one. What do they call it? Dehydration festival, because there was no water there.
It wasn't good food either.
Oh, I saw those pics. No, thank you.
Do you have a rider when it comes to your shows?
I certainly do.
Is it a little bit better than what was?
Well, I do like myself some chips. So I get Red Rock chips on there. Do like a bit of honey soy, salt and balsamic vinegar.
Nice.
Fruit platter. I do like orange sugar-free Gatorade.
Nice.
In what the body takes out, and some alcohol and waters and maybe a Red Bull.
Well, I mean, you need your energy, because how long would the average set be on stage?
Oh, no, don't worry about that. It's getting there and afterwards, because I do usually can be anywhere from 15 minutes to 20 minutes to half an hour, depending on what people want. But I always think 3-4 songs is probably enough for people. Otherwise, they're like, oh, wrap it up. Because even when I'm at a concert, if people are going on and on, think, okay, that's enough now, especially when you're out at a dance party or something. I don't want someone singing the whole time, or even those people on the saxophone and all that. I'm always like, break time.
So obviously you've been performing quite a bit. Have you taken the time out to go and enjoy other performances recently?
Oh, no, I don't really. If I have a night off, I like to just stay in. Or if it's early, I'll go. But as I said, I'm loving going to bed early. And it has been winter in Melbourne, so it's been a really cold winter. So not many people have been going out here during winter. When it gets a bit warmer, I'll be out more.
Slowly but surely we're hitting now, spring, summertime, which is great.
Slowly being the word.
Yeah, well, I think we got ripped off with our summer this year.
Oh, it wasn't even a real one. That's why I enjoy Bali.
Oh, I've never seen you so dirty on a subject.
Oh, I love a pool. I love to go swimming. I think I went like twice or 3 times. I carry a lilo in my car, so I'm always ready.
Yeah.
In case anyone's got a pool, I'm like, lucky for you, I have a lilo in my car. Let's go.
Oh, so that's the key to getting Zoë Badwi to your house to perform.
Oh, yeah.
Just offer a pool. Don't even worry about the chips. You're
Well, if you want a double whammy, you better have the chips as well.
okay. Yeah. Okay. So obviously you've dropped this single in the last week and we've covered that. There's been some remixes. What's next? Do we have another couple of tracks lined up?
Sure, that's what I spend a lot of winter doing, actually, is writing and putting lots of things together. So I've got another one coming out, actually, with an Adelaide guy himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say. Oh, yeah, all right. It's you. Steve Hart. Do you know him? He used to DJ Steve Hart. He might go under an alias, though, for this. So, blown that up now.
If you didn't want anybody to know, don't tell the media.
Oh, okay. Whoops, delete that, rewind. And then I've got a few other tracks going as well. So it's all just about what comes out next and then fitting it in with everybody else's releases. And then I'll have another one with Vicious and hope to do some more with Sergeant Slick just because it's fun. And as I said, it's fun with friends because then when you do gigs together, yay, I've got friends on gigs. Instead of, hello, I'm Zoe, I'm polite and nice, I'll be like, oh, be quiet.
It would make it more fun when you've got, good people surrounded around you. The next question is, which probably like asking favourite child, but like you've done a couple of covers, you've done a few originals. Which is more of a fun process, or it depends on the song?
Good question. Well, I think when you do a cover, it's a bit scary because it depends how big it was and what people love the original. They can be annoyed at you for changing it or making it into about the way that I would do it. So it was really lucky that Don't Mess With My Man that I did with Sergeant Slick went really well. So I was like, phew, people love it. And that's good. And then with originals, that's really scary too, because it's your own work that you've written. Well, I write mine. And if people don't like it, ouch.
Well, it's a piece of you, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because always when you write them and you send them to the record companies, either the ones I love, the record company go, no, I don't think this is good enough. Like, oh. And then the ones I don't even really like, I just think I'd better send it in. They're like, this is amazing. This is a hit. This is going to be, I'm like, what? I don't get it.
And it's usually the ones you put the least work into too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so weird. And the ones that, yeah, but I mean, those ones wake me up at night. So something has to come out. So that's probably why. But it's just, yeah, there's no method to the madness. So in answer to that question, depends, because always when you sing an old school cover, the whole crowd goes wild because they all know all the words. And when you start to sing an original, they're like, oh, but it's nice to see people getting into it and you can really see if the song's going to work or not.
And the other advantage is you've got younger fans coming through as well that wouldn't have been exposed to that music if you didn't do a cover of it.
Yeah, exactly. So then sometimes you can see people go, do I know this? And then they put it together and I see them Shazamming their song with the phone up, which is always funny when you're there. Like, just ask me.
So is there anybody yet to collaborate with, Zoe? Because you've worked with some pretty incredible DJs.
Oh, I mean, look, there's big wish lists like Calvin Harris and all that, but just got to get him in a room. And locally, that's a good question, that, because I've kind of, you're right, I've met my fun friends and the ones that I really like to work with. I mean, as I said, like to do more with Slick, and then even Ivan Goff from TV Rock. Well, Dave just spoke to him before, but we run music by each other, and all the people he has come into his sessions, he makes me come in and he's like, can you come in and help write? And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I have to think more about that one.
So the TV Rock boys are still together?
Grant Smiley lives in America now and he's into restaurants. So he's.
I shouldn't be surprised about that one.
Oh, I know. He's always got his finger on the pie and getting everything done. And Ivan still does a lot of production for lots of people. So some of the big people that just put out their songs, it's actually Ivan that made it. And they just put their name on there. And yeah, he's just forever in production, just making songs for people.
Because the reason I bring this up is a lot of people might not realise those two gentlemen were very much at the start of your career with you.
Yeah. Well, Grant Smiley saw me in a pub singing, and that's how I got found. So he came up to me and said, oh, I like what you do. Do you write your own music? And I said, yeah, but I hadn't really. And so he said, all right, I'll send you some music, no promises, see what happens. So he sent me Release Me, and I wrote the music. I wrote the words and melodies for that, and then had to go to Ivan's house and just sit in front of them and sing it cold. Thought, oh, a bit nervy. And I just saw Grant and Ivan look at each other and nod and then just say, yeah, this is good. So I was like, yay, maybe I'm onto something here. So they were from the very beginning.
I don't know if I ever asked you this, but was there ever a backup if there was no music?
No. Well, I mean, I still do a little bit of, I do some voiceover work as well, and some acting work. I was doing bits of everything, but music was always what I wanted to do. I'm sure I was still in a band when the TV Rock boys saw me. So I just loved that, loved singing, and I was happy doing that until I knew there was more. And then
was that Black Dogs?
Yeah, that's right. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
Because you were also there in a little while with the Sirens as well.
Oh, yeah, the girl band Sirens.
Yeah. Was there anybody else?
I was in a girl band before that, a local one. I remember in the local newspaper looking for someone. I think it was called Chakra.
Chakra?
Oh, and one of the girls in that, she might have won one of the voices. Natalie, starts with a C.
Kill Me.
Cannoli, no, I don't know.
Oh, no, that's Gabriella Chilme.
Oh, yeah. No, she was.
Natalie Gucci.
Yes.
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 The music world just seems smaller and smaller the more we talk about it, hey?
Yeah. And then I remember, we were in a house and record companies would come and watch us do performances and stuff. So weird.
But that in itself is kind of proof on how much the music industry's changed. Like, you were discovered in a pub
Yeah.
And then there was obviously TV shows like Idol and The Voice, and now it's TikTok. Like, are you sort of thankful for your start in comparison to how others get?
So different. I mean, I don't know how you'd get found now. I don't even know if the record company execs are even going out to live places to find talent like that. I think they do scroll on the net and look on TikTok and try and find people that way. It's just so, even with CDs, as you're saying, and albums, and now it's just about streaming and Spotify playlists. And remember when you used to go, your favorite acts would be at this, what is it called? Not the supermarket, the shopping centres, and Bardo and all that. They'd all do signings and
At the malls, yes.
Yeah, but they don't do any of that anymore.
No, well, I guess it would be a little, in some ways, easier, in other ways, harder to meet some of your heroes in the industry, depending on their fame.
Well, and also, don't they say you should never meet your heroes because then you get disappointed?
Yeah, I'm hoping that that's not the case for me. Kelly Clarkson, still waiting.
Oh, she seems like a legend.
She does. Yeah, it's the only thing on my bucket list in radio, believe it or not, that and to appear on Neighbours.
Oh, I did. I was wrapped to the back teeth.
Why do you think I brought it up?
Oh, that was on my wish list too. And I couldn't, I remember when I was like 16, I went for an audition for Neighbours to be on there. And I was so nervous, I ballsed it up. Because I was like, in the audition the whole time, they'd be like, be serious. I'm like, okay. But I got to be a DJ on Neighbours for, Bonnie Anderson. Do you know that girl?
Yeah, she's lovely, Bonnie.
Oh, isn't she? She's a legend. So she had me on as her DJ, and I'm in there going, I went to every set. I'm in Carl and Susan's greenhouse with the watering can, and like at Harold's, at the cop shop. I answered the phone at Lassiter's. I was like, I'm ready, guys. What do you need me to do?
Did you get a photo for every scene or every stage that,
100% I did.
Oh, nice.
Collage together. I was like, hey, look at me.
I am impressed. I mean, is there any other TV shows you yet to appear on, Zoe? I mean, it's been a while since your last cameo.
Oh, I know. That was a good, what else could I be on? I mean, if my spine was fine, I'd go on some of those fun ones, but I don't know if I Dancing with the Stars, that'd be fun to do. And then you'd be ripped as afterwards for all the work you do on your body.
You definitely get your 10 hours sleep after every day too.
Oh, they'd probably just have to leave me at the studio. You wake me up in the morning and be like, oh, we on again? Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Zoe, for having a chat. It's a pleasure as always.
Thank you for having me, and enjoy the song.
Will do.